Monday after Thanksgiving in the United States can always be a little crazy trying to get back into our routines. And yeah, I'm coming on live a little earlier today than usual. So we'll see what happens, who shows up, and how things go. So I wanted to chat today about presence and play and why presence is important in our life. We were talking about gratitude last week, had a really good conversation about that. And so wanted to continue kind of our conversation about gratitude in a different light and talk about why presence in our life matters and also why play is important. So hello, as people are jumping on, if you want to share where you're coming in from, if you're in the United States, I hope that you had a great Thanksgiving weekend and yeah, that you're feeling set for the Monday after holiday weekend. It always is a little crazy. Got these new earrings this weekend. They're really cool. Basically, this company they make jewelry from like pressed or preserved butterfly and moth wings. So they take butterflies after they have passed naturally from like a butterfly farm. They kind of share their process of pressing the wings and then controlling them or making them into jewelry. And it's really cool. So I have like the little butterflies on the front and then moths in the back. So excited for those. So this past weekend, I went to Deer Valley, which is about an hour away from us, and we had a little staycation. And why I think that matters is we do like a little trip once a quarter for my relationship. My partner kind of plans it and coordinates it. Hey, Charles, good to see you. And it's really important, I think, if we're in relationships or even if we're not in relationships, just to have time to get away and be present. And so for me, like I live in Utah, I love being in the mountains. And so for me, I feel most connected to myself and connected to God when I am in the in nature and in the mountains. And so I think it's really important that we have a conversation and talk about how to just live in the present moment and also be able to have more fun while we're doing that. And sometimes like as we get busy, right, like if we have a full-time job or we run a business or we have kids, or we're just trying to achieve a lot in our lives, like there's so much busyness in our lives all the time that it's really, really important that we have time to also be present to things that they're happening, not just going through our mental to-do list of what are all the things that I have to do next, but how do we actually be present and be attuned to what is happening in our lives. Okay, hi people jumping on. Good to see you here. So yeah, today we're having a conversation about presence and play. So I hope that everyone had a great weekend, holiday weekend in the United States. If you celebrated Thanksgiving, I hope that it was great and you had good time with family and good time to just relax. Okay, hi everyone. Good to see you here. So I want to have just a little bit of time today that we can connect with ourselves and connect to what truly matters. Again, Monday after a holiday, I know it can be just crazy and a lot going on. So it's like, how do we connect back to ourselves? And so presence, why does presence matter? So presence is not just being mindful to the moment, but presence is really about how do we be attuned to what is happening inside of ourselves and what we need in that moment. And so presence helps us hear what is actually happening in our soul beneath all of the noise. So all of the noise of life, right? Like I was talking about, like we have our schedules, we have our business, we have our work, we have our house that needs to be cleaned, we have kids' schedules if we have kids, we have dishes that need to be done, laundry that needs to be done. So there's so many things all the time, right, that need our attention, that it's really important that if we are not present to what's happening, we can miss what our soul underneath us is actually asking for and what like our body really needs. And so what are signs that we are not present? If we are just kind of going through autopilot on life, right? You just wake up like every day's the next, and you're like, this is the schedule that I do, this is what I need to follow. If you're numbing out, and so maybe like every night when you put your kids to bed or you go to sleep, whatever, it's like you're just automatically putting on the TV, or you're automatically picking up your phone to scroll social media, just doing things on autopilot that are really numbing you out to your body and what is actually happening. If you're also kind of always in this stage of like, what's next, what's next, what's next? I'm guilty of this one myself. I'm always like a million things in my head of like, I need to do this, and then I need to do this, and then I need to do this, and then I need to do this. Or you just look around your house and you're like, okay, that laundry needs to be done. Those dishes need to be done. This needs to be put away. That table that I've been staring at for 2 months hasn't been wiped down yet, because every time I think about it, there's 10 other things that I'm doing, right? Like we can get caught up in this so easily. But all of that stuff means and shows us that we are not being present to what is actually happening in our lives and what our soul and our body is saying that it needs. And so I think we can all kind of relate to times in our lives where maybe we missed being really present in a moment because we were so focused on what was next. Okay, maybe we're so excited for a trip coming up that then we don't allow ourselves to really be present in the trip, because we're like, oh, and I have to go back to work Monday, and like this is waiting for me at home, and there's this and there's this. And so there's just things that we can notice in our lives of, first of all, are we being present in this moment right now? What does presence actually look like and feel like, versus are we being numbed out and distracted? And so here's why presence really, really matters. And again, presence isn't just like, oh, I'm going to be mindful and present in this moment, but it's actually being attuned to what is happening inside of us. And so this goes with a lot of the things that we've been talking about and will continue to talk about nervous system regulation, understanding what are the sensations in our body and how those are tied to emotions, and then what is our body actually saying that it needs from us. Okay, and sometimes our body is saying, I need more rest. And how can we allow our bodies to have rest without having to earn it? It's another one that I'm guilty of. Oh, I will rest when XYZ is done. So I set up this contingency where I need to earn rest in my life instead of being attuned to my body. And you know what? Yeah, there are those things that need to be done. And I was up half the night with my baby last night. And so can I take a nap instead and hear my body that it is asking for rest? Not trying to push through, not trying to drink more caffeine, not thinking about what's on my to-do list, but actually in this present moment, what is my body saying that it needs? And it needs rest. Okay, so presence really matters because this is where healing happens. This is where we are able to heal our nervous system, and it can feel regulated and safe and know that we are attuned to the things that it is telling us that it needs. This is where we can have truth telling. Our body can tell us the truth of, hey, this person is not a safe person for you because my body gets triggered when I'm around them. I go into this fight or flight state. I shut down. I get anxious and irritated and isolated. That's your body trying to tell you something. So are you present to what your body is trying to tell you as it's happening, or are you trying to push through it? Oh, I have to be around this person because they're my mom. Oh, I have to do this because it's Thanksgiving. Oh, I have to go to this party because I told them I was going to be there, when maybe what your body is really asking for in that moment is rest. And how can we be okay with sometimes disappointing people or changing plans if we need to listen to what our body is saying in that present moment? And then from that point too, when we're present, we can have clarity. Okay, so now what do I have to do next? Right? So I just had this 4 days that I was pretty much completely unplugged. I wasn't checking messages, I wasn't checking emails, wasn't looking on social media. And now I can have clarity of what are my next moves. Okay, it's Monday morning, I got a busy work week. What do I have to do next? Oh, I'm coming from a grounded, clear place in my mind because I took that time to step away. Was it convenient? No. I have a lot of things that I'm trying to do, but I was hitting that overwhelm point that trying to not listen to my body, trying to not rest, that was not going to give me the results that I wanted. And so how can we be okay sometimes of, hey, I have to pivot. I can't push as hard as I want to, because when I'm present with my body, it is saying that it needs rest. And it can be something else too. It doesn't just need to be rest, but I think this is something that we can all kind of relate to, needing more rest. So that's why I'm speaking to this piece of it. So also when we can be present, this is really important for, sorry, I just saw a couple comments, but presence is really also important for our relationships in our lives. And so our friendships, especially like our romantic relationships, if we are married or in a committed partnership, we need to get present to what's actually happening in the relationship, not get present with the logistics and the busies and the to-dos and the schedules. But when we can be present with each other, that's where intimacy happens. That's where we can really go deep and connect with people and ourselves and God in meaningful ways, when we can be present and not always thinking about what's next or what I have to do and all these different things. And so it's really important that like we can connect in those moments with ourselves and with other people. Because I think so oftentimes too, right, like in marriages or if we're co-parenting or these different things, like so much of life can become schedules and logistics and planning to go here, to do that. And it's really important that we can just like, okay, like, yes, these are important things in our lives that need to be figured out. And we also need to create containers for connection. Create containers where we can put all of that stuff away. Put your phone away. Put your calendar away. Don't be having a conversation with your husband and then you start picking up laundry to fold it, because then you are not being fully present to him and what he needs and what he's saying. And like this was happening to me last night, right? We got home from this trip and then I was like, okay, we're just gonna be present. We're still gonna have fun, right? The week isn't starting yet. And then I would just like start unpacking something. And then I would go start trying to do a load of laundry. And I would catch myself. I'll be like, oh my gosh, I want to be present right now, but I'm falling back into cleaning mode because this is my default. This is what I do. And so we kind of laughed about it, right? Each time it would happen to one of us, and then we'd be like, okay, put it away, go back, sit on the couch and be present. Okay? So I'm going to talk for a few more minutes and then I can get to questions. So if you guys have questions, make sure that you're writing them down or write them and then I'll go through the chat. And so I want to talk really quickly about play, because play is so important. I think I'm going to do a whole series on this, but it's like, when was the last time you actually gave yourself time and permission and space to play? And I'm not talking about like not productivity in disguise of like, okay, I scheduled this time in to play, but it's like actual fun and freedom and completely letting go of your responsibilities, completely letting go of any agenda and just being joyful, just laughing, not having everything planned out, and just being present to each moment and seeing where that last moment unfolds into the next moment and then just flowing with it. And I think in our life, there's so much structure. There's so much that has to be done that we really forget how to play. Especially as we get older, like play is just not for kids. That's what we were told, right? Like you play when you're a little kid and then you stop playing when you grow up and life gets serious. But actually research has shown that play reduces stress, it increases and enhances our creativity, and it deepens connections. Again, connections with ourselves and other people. And so how can we be more playful? How can we be more mindful of intentionally bringing play into our lives? And here is where relationships thrive, when there is a container set and time to play. And again, it's not having every moment planned out, but it's being present to the moment as it's happening and then flowing with it. Being attentive to your body and what you need, what your soul is asking for, and then whoever you're with, being attentive to what they need too. And so why do we resist play, right? It seems so, if you look at a little kid, like it's so innate in their bodies. They just play all the time. They make everything a game. Oh, mom's cleaning. Okay, I'm going to clean with her and play with her. That's so fun. And so why do we resist it? Like I think people that have high achieving minds, we set up this contingency for ourselves. I will rest or I will play when I've earned it. And so why do we feel like we need to earn this innate part of our human nature? We've created this hustle culture in our world, whereas if you are not doing XYZ, if you are not always productive, right? You see those videos all the time. Oh, my 5 to 9 before my 9 to 5, making us feel like we are failing or less than or behind if we don't have every moment of the day scheduled for our productivity, for our growth. Play offers us so much more on a deeper level with our souls and like ourselves, and then allows us to be more productive in the times that we are choosing to be productive. But we can't forget about the fruit. And yes, you can't see it, right? It's not output of like, oh, like if I do this from my 5 to 9, this is the output that I get. You don't get that same output from play. But the question is, what is happening in our soul? What is happening internally that then it creates larger output when we are choosing to be productive? It's super important, play. And so how do we bring play? How do we bring presence? And then I'll answer some questions. But how do we bring play? How do we bring presence actually into our lives? What does that look like? Well, it's just like anything else, any skills or tools that we're learning, it all starts with intentional practice. And so can you start this week giving yourself micro moments of stillness? And start there, okay? Micro moments of stillness. So set a reminder on your phone if you have to, right? Maybe it's every hour, maybe it's every 2 hours. Giving yourself a moment to be still. Checking in with your body. What is actually happening? What do I actually need right now? What sensations can I feel in my body? Is there anything that my body is asking for that I am not honoring in this moment? So maybe like it's a beautiful day and you know, you're stuck in your computer and you're working really hard and you just see like the sun shining through your window. Like, wow, I really want to go out and be in the sun for just a minute. Do it. Give yourself that moment to unplug, because guess what? You're going to then be more productive, be happier, feel better when you get back to your computer and you keep working. So giving yourself those micro moments. Okay? Also creating playful rituals with your life partner, with your kids, with your friends, with yourself. Go do something playful. Okay, maybe that's you have a weekly date night. Maybe that's, hey, when I get home from work today, I'm gonna play with my kids and I'm gonna leave my phones, any distractions, anything away from me, and I'm just gonna be present to what they wanna do and just follow their lead and see how they wanna play. There's so much that play with our children, small children, can do to our spirit, because it just reignites this curiosity for life that we lose as we grow up in the busyness and the demands and the schedules and all these things. And schedule joy and play and freedom for yourself into your schedule just like you do work. So maybe it's 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Saturday mornings. I don't have a set schedule. I have kind of an idea of how I want to start that time, and then I flow with it and I be present and I be playful and just free in what my soul and my body is saying that it needs in that moment. And I just listen to it and I just follow it. So give yourself that time, create that time in your schedule. We're so busy. We're so good at scheduling everything else. Schedule in play and joy. So I want you to think about, what is one shift that you can make this week to have more presence, more play, and more joy in your life? Okay? Let me know in the chat what you're thinking. And yeah, I'd love for you to report back and hear. Okay. All right, I'm going to, let me know. Hi, everyone. Let me know if you guys, okay, sorry, guys. let me know if there is any questions that are legitimate questions. Greetings from Ireland. Hi. Where in Ireland are you from? My family grew up initially in County Mayo, but all the rest of my family is in Limerick. We were just there in September visiting family for a couple weeks, introducing them to my baby. So yeah, where in Ireland are you from? Okay, Palos Verdes, California. Very cool. Hello there, welcome. Dublin, very cool. Yeah, I was in Dublin for a couple days visiting my cousin there. Palm Bay, Florida. Awesome. Love it. Welcome. Well, for anyone just joining, we just had a little chat about presence, how to be present in our life and play, which is really important. And yeah, how to have more play in. So, okay, it's just trying to go. Thank you for the gift. Okay. I'm just looking for if there are legitimate, okay, if there are legitimate comments. We have a lot of comments here that are not legitimate. So, okay, I'm going back down to the bottom. Thank you for the gifts. I appreciate it. Okay, God bless you and your family, Ma. Enjoy your day. Thank you. I hope you enjoy your day too. Snow Bunny. I get so many Snow Bunny comments. I guess I really look like a snow bunny. Okay, does anyone have questions about presence or play? I'm happy to keep chatting. I've got to run. I have a client in a few minutes, but yeah, I'd love to hear anyone's questions on that. Or yeah, what else you guys want to see. So, okay, I shared these in the beginning, but these are my new earrings that I got this weekend. They're like butterfly wings. It's super cool. This company like makes art from butterfly and moth wings. They like get them after they die of natural causes from like butterfly farms, because I guess there's a lot of butterfly farms. And so they create them. It just got stuck backwards, but I'll show you the back too. It's cool. So they have like all the little moths back here. So yeah, I got them at this little store in Park City, which is super cute. And yeah, they're like brass, so hopefully they last well. Thank you. Cute earrings. Yeah, thanks. All right, guys. Well, yeah, if there are no questions or comments, I can head out. But yeah, my encouragement for you this week is really to think about how to have more play in your life, how to just be present more. Like there was so much work that I could have done this past weekend, and I was just like, I'm so at my overwhelm point, like working really late nights. I get up, I'm with my baby in the morning, clients up during the day trying to launch this new business. And so yeah, and so there's just so much all the time that needs our attention, that it's really important that we give ourselves our time and attention too, right? Like there's so many things that are always getting our attention other than ourselves. And usually, I know, especially for women, my experiences as a woman, so this is really all I can speak to, but I think women, like, we're caretakers by nature, right? And so we're always taking care of everyone else, like, okay, make sure this person's happy, make sure they have like their food, their whatever they need, that then it's like our needs are usually last on the totem pole. And so I really encourage you to, what can you do for yourself this week to just have fun? And like, bonus points if you do it without your phone and technology, because I think there's so much in our technology that detracts us from our lives, that detracts us from what's actually happening in the present. And so like, how can we just put our technology away, put social media, whatever, just away, and just be present to ourselves, to our family, to our soul, to our heart, what it's calling, and just like what is needed. Okay, so what are those ways that you can do that for yourself this week? Hello from Tennessee, Juicy Jumbo. Awesome, welcome here. So yeah, if you guys liked this kind of content, remember to subscribe. I try and go live at least 3 times a week. I usually schedule them ahead of time. Usually I go live closer to 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, but yeah, just have a busy afternoon with clients today, so I thought I would just get it in sooner. just to have one today. And so yeah, if you like this, remember to subscribe. I like doing Q&A style stuff too, and just helpful content for how to live your optimized life, really coming from a place of holistic transformation. And so mind, body, soul, how can we get all of those things into alignment with what you have declared is like your core values that lead your life, and then also like the things that you have shared are your priority in life. And how do we make sure that we are always making choices for our life based on our core values and our priorities? And once we have those things set, it's really easy to have a framework for life that keeps us healthy and happy and having good relationships, and yeah, just feeling fulfilled in God's purpose. So Jake the Snake, awesome. I want to be holistically optimal. I'm taking creatine. Creatine is awesome. Glad you're taking that. It's really good. I love the new research that has come out recently that is talking about how good creatine is for like mental focus, for cognitive improvements, especially when we're sleep deprived. And so yeah, there's a lot of really great, I don't know if you enjoy reading research. I do. But yeah, I really enjoy reading research, and there's been really good research about creatine recently. So all right, guys. Well, thank you. Appreciate you being here. Again, remember, like and subscribe if you like this. I'm gonna run and meet with a client. But yeah, I hope that you all have a great day and be graceful and useful with yourself as you're transitioning into a full work week. If you're in the United States, yeah, we had a short week last week, so it can be kind of overwhelming. But I will be live again, yeah, around 12 p.m. Pacific time tomorrow. So if you're new here, I hope to see you there. And yeah, I'd love to get to know you and answer your questions. So awesome. Thank you guys. Talk soon. Bye.